ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to get this party started off right, correctly, on the right foot, all of that stuff, because, first of all, my name's Platini.
My name's Plaque.
And this is Two Peas in a Pod. Not back with just another episode.
No.
Episode 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Half a century?
Yeah.
We're at the half century mark?
Half a century, them things. Time really does. It doesn't feel like 50, and I'm going to be saying the same thing when it's 100. It doesn't really. Time flies. It doesn't feel like 50 of them things.
You know what it feels like? It feels like, not to say that it's monotonous at all, but it just feels like, you know, when you wake up and you do that one thing you do every day in the morning, or when you put your shoe on before you leave the house. That's what it feels like. It just feels like
it is automatic now. That's
a thing that's in the repetition of the daily, you know. And I like it. I like it.
It's fun. Forces you to not just research, but sometimes go out of your bounds to get that research and things like that.
Yeah.
Last but not least, if you're feeling the vibe,
you gotta like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you. That's all you gotta do. And with that said,
let's start it off!
Now, in our latest round of Marvel news, it's not kind of news to me because I kind of had an idea already, but it is what it is. Kevin Feige says the Marvel movies and the shows created by other companies are canon in the MCU's universe, which is awesome.
That is very dope.
And to add on to that, he did say, you never know. Let me read it again so I make sure I don't get it wrong. You never know when timelines may just crash or converge. He said a lot there. If you let that fly over your head, shame on you.
You know, and it's interesting you say that because with the next topic that we're going to talk about, it kind of just makes sense.
Wow, that's funny.
It kind of just makes sense. And if you guys aren't keeping up, I get it. Some people don't have patience.
I'll give. I think Deadpool. Okay, that's the only clue I could give you. I think Deadpool.
There's a lot of things. You could think of. Wasn't it you that told me that the intros of certain shows, movies, and they'll have canon movie scenes in their intros? You know, the intros with the comic intro, where you'll see like the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Yeah.
You'll see, what was the other one that you told me? There was a couple that you shot at me, and I was like, whoa. And what he said makes sense. You never know who might just pop up out of nowhere. Like, wait, what? How are they?
I wouldn't mind it at all.
The timeline's messed up right now.
I wouldn't mind it at all. And yeah, it would be super dope. And Marvel, this is not a shot at them. It is what it is. I'm just saying how I feel. Marvel would be able to pull something off like that better than a DC could. If you saw I can't just say that. They do it better than DC could at the moment with what DC had to show you its capability with the Flash movie. Because you saw when they had all the different Supermans and Batmans converging, and it wasn't visually appeasing.
It didn't look good. Because you know what it is? I get it. They don't have the budget to bring those characters back into one. That was too many.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Oh, can you cameo for this much? Yeah, no.
But look what they got. They got that.
Yep.
That product.
That product. We're not gonna just say anything else after that. Anyways.
But that's some good news from Kevin Feige. Moving along with the Marvels. How should I begin this? You matter of fact, you start this.
Listen, I think we watched this twice over now. Loki, just in general, what we've seen has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3 was...
First spin, I was wild.
Yeah. Okay, episode 1, we were... Oh, wow.
We for me, I wasn't so wild. I was interested. Don't get me wrong.
Excited.
I was trying to get a hold on to it, like to understand what was going on.
Episode 2
got better.
We said the acting was movie-like.
Quality acting.
Episode 3. I don't know if you guys watch Loki like this, but I don't know. I'm sure you noticed this. 1, the intro, the comic strand intro, and then the actual Loki intro wasn't the regular. You know how it has that weird, like, eerie... No, this one was like, something bad is about to happen. It gave me that, wait and see, because that music was just, ugh. But let's go back to the intro with the comic strand. They gave me the old saloon...
Yeah, basically where they were, like that Chicago
the 1890s saloon music, bar music, where the guy's playing on the piano with the top hat. You know what I'm saying? I like what they're doing because it just makes sense. Why not give me that kind of intro music when this is the timeline that we're going to be in this episode?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But to start off, where were we?
We're in Chicago with finally, man, like 1868 on the sacred timeline. We meet up with none other than who? Renner.
Renner.
And she's on her way to a meeting with Ms. Minutes.
The same Minutes we was looking for last week when we find you in the comic books. We find you frolicking in comic books, and now we see you in 1868.
I had a feeling something was going on, because, like, the TVA's in peril. All season 1, Miss Minutes the person to go to, like, to let you know everything. Season 2, she's nowhere to be found to help with anything.
Her or Renslayer, where are they? The whole time. That's the question. That's the big... If you find Renslayer, you find Miss Minutes.
And then that whole instance of Miss Minutes giving her the book to give to, like...
The TVA guidebook.
Like, talk about affecting the timeline, like... Gee whiz, like, I'm at a loss for words. Like, it's good. It's a good story. I like where we're going. But I'm just like, golly.
It's like, again, we don't know what it is for sure with He Who Remains, Kang, in this instance, Victor Timely. You don't know if he actually is a bad person.
That's what I like all about this.
Because the way they set up that TVA handbook in a package to drop in his window as he's a child. Not a child, but...
He was a child.
Yeah, you know, like maybe 10 years old in his little home, and you drop this book off that is from the future. That changes everything for him. In 1868.
I like how he says, that's a thing. I like how he says, I'm waiting for like technology to catch up so I could like...
Right, because where I'm at right now, the way my mind's thinking...
I don't have the
means.
The means to bring my ideas to fruition. And that said a lot to me. That was dope. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, I'm liking everything about this. I'm liking the writing. We're getting... This is a show. But to me, we're Loki getting a movie here.
It
feels like a movie.
I'm glad it's not a movie.
Yeah.
Because a movie would only be 2.5 hours.
And then that's it. We're done.
Fast forward 25 years? Yep, 25 years.
Yeah, about that.
Mobius and Loki. First, they head into 1868, because that was the first hit that they saw where Renslayer popped up. Then they fast forward to 1893, 25 years later, and the same timeline.
Branched timeline.
Branch timeline, correct. And Mobius and Loki find themselves at the Chicago Fair.
Yeah.
Right? The Chicago Fair. And now they're looking. They're looking for Renslayer, Miss Minutes. They don't expect to find what they find, though. They're looking around. Mobius, what's his approach? He likes to take things the cerebral approach. Meanwhile,
eating candy and enjoying your time. But
I
get it. Loki wants to go straight into it.
Yeah, he's more the hands-on.
Mobius wants to submerge himself slowly, become of the people.
Exactly.
That's funny.
But it worked out because as soon as they were looking around, I also like that one little part where Loki was like, "What is this?"
When
the Norse gods. He's like,
what
is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Thor's not even that tall.
Yeah, that was funny.
Come to find out, they turn around, boom, there's a poster there with, in big letters, what did it say? The temporal.
Oh yeah, something.
The temporal, the marvel of the temporal, or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it was like there was no way this was not connected to.
Exactly. So they said, "What? Oh, okay, we figured it out. That's where we're gonna go. That's where we're gonna go." Boom, they get there. First thing they see is a presentation by a variant called Victor Timely. Hey, shout outs to Jonathan Majors. Okay.
I like what he puts into the character.
He's
extra, especially this Victor Timely character guy.
It's a different person. You got He Who Remains. That was a different person.
Yeah.
Then you got Kang in the Ant-Man and the Wasp 3? 2?
No, I think that was the third choice.
That was the third. But it technically is Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, but I guess it's the third running series of the Ant-Man. And Loki and Sylvie are basically the only ones besides Ant-Man and them who've actually seen Kang or He Who Remains. As soon as Victor Timely shows up and does his presentation and the lights pop on, Loki, his face dropped because Mobius has not seen He Who Remains yet. He doesn't even know who that is yet.
They still hadn't seen him.
Only thing he's seen is remember when Loki broke the wall and he saw the statue. That's the only thing he's seen. But he's never seen him in person, in face. And boom, he shows up. And that was very interesting to see because, like he said, like his character here is very skittish. No,
skittish and everything encompassing that has to do with that, and he plays it off well,
crazy,
and all while exuding that I'm smart, intelligent, way beyond my years, but kind of awkward
and clumsy, and he'll fumble his words and stammer sometimes, and it's interesting to see because of this is the third basically type of him that we've seen on screen. All right, the first one, He Who Remains, was like talking in riddles. Kang was more of a I come here to destroy. And this one, I don't believe he's realized or even gotten to that potential of being what he is supposed to be. So it's interesting to see this type of variant of him. And it's just, it took us for a ride. Yeah.
It was funny. What else happened at the fair? The whole swindling thing.
He's over here. Oh, my. What was it? The pants? pants elevator,
Oh,
and he stoops down. He's like, I don't think it's working, and he literally slouches down. He's like, I don't know. It looks like it's working. I'll come to you tomorrow. Yes, okay, all right. See you later. Like what?
Okay, little Loki saw right through it.
That's crazy.
And then what's that? What Sylvie ended up
popping up,
and I think they're on the
Ferris wheel type thing.
Not the Ferris wheel, like a train cart. What'd you say?
I guess, but like big time Ferris wheel train cart thing where it just rotates around.
And they had their little standoff or whatever, and it was pretty interesting to see.
Sylvie's still on a mission, man. She's trying to
Loki having to protect
this variant of Kang, which he was already. This is the second time. This is the second time where he's trying to save this person, and he's trying to tell her, like, I guess you haven't learned from the first time that your actions caused a lot of this, all this craziness that's going on the branchings of the timeline itself, how it's getting disrupted. When she killed He Who Remains, that really caused a wave, like a ripple, a crazy ripple across the timeline.
She's pretty much, you could almost say she's the reason why all these movies are happening.
Yeah, basically, and it's just very interesting to see, because then, as that incident happens, they escape, and now Victor is with Miss Minutes and Renslayer.
Yo.
They go on a cruise ship across the lake.
Nah. You gotta understand. It was this what you're going into is beautiful, because Victor Timely doesn't do partnerships.
Oh, and I forgot in the beginning when he was doing his presentation.
Yeah, and then one of the guys wanted to, instead of
buying it,
he wanted to go into a partnership with them, and Victor's like, nah, I don't do partnerships. And then so we fast forward here to where Victor Timely's with only
Miss Minutes
and
Renslayer.
There, you see how they're playing games with trying to get Victor to stay on his good side or whatever.
Because now he's on his way back to his main spot across the lake, basically.
Because basically where he was at in Chicago was like a trap house.
That's what he called it. He said his little trap house.
It was just a little trap house. So we're going to the real crib now. Now, and it's crazy how it happened, because everything was going great. Him and
Renslayer were hitting it off.
And then Renslayer shakes his hand, if I remember correctly, and says, I'm looking forward to this partnership. And then you saw the look.
Not even shaking hands. You know when you're on your first date?
Oh, like he was holding like
they were doing one of these.
It was like a half hold.
You know, with the fingers. You know, when you're on your first date, you tickling fingers and shit.
As soon as he said that partnership word,
but yo, finger went like this to yeah, and separated. And hold on. Miss Minutes the whole time was like,
Miss Minutes'
face. The stank face was crazy. And then as soon as he went like this, and she goes,
And then next thing you know,
Renslayer sleeping in the little boat.
Threw the ship off.
That boy said, dropped her off.
Miss Minutes talking about some, you see? Told you.
What?
Miss Nasty Minutes?
But come to find out, Miss Minutes got some weird baggage.
Oh, that's when we make it back to his house, and then we get
to the actual spot where he wants to get basically his life's work. That I still don't know what it was. All they showed us was like
Bro, we're 3 episodes in, and you said it's like the 6 episodes per season?
Probably, yeah.
Keep going.
So he had a form, I want to say kind of like a small little trophy, kind of, that opened up like a little orb. He said, this is my life's work. This is what I came here for. And then Miss Minutes started acting very strange.
Yeah.
That's when she started coming out a little too
Strong. She was coming on strong.
And
very
attached,
strong.
like, and I could see Mr. Timely didn't take that lightly. He was like, ooh,
she was reminding me of iRobot, but in a sick, twisted lovers type of way. Like, forget the world. I want
just me and you, and you, baby. Just me and you, baby.
It was crazy to see.
There was mannequins there, and then she like implanted her face on the mannequin, and she was like, "Why didn't you make me into your girl?" And he sees the time pad, and he's like,
"Yeah, it was crazy."
Like, yo, get out of here. I gotta put you. First of all, how does he know how to work that time pad? I just thought about that.
Was that a time pad?
Yes, he put her away in the time pad. Wow. I know he's a genius, but like, how do you just automatically think to put her away in the time pad?
No, I might be wrong here. The TVA book, if he's had it for this long.
You're right. Never mind. You're right. 25 years of a TVA book in your hand. You read that how many times?
Granted, this is your first time seeing the doohickey, the machine. But you read about it.
It's implanted in his head. He probably already, just press 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Mind you, he did create the fucking time pad. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right. He probably knows what he's doing. But, yeah. Then, so, what's her name gets put away? Miss Minutes gets put away into the time pad. Renslayer comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks crazy. Because what we didn't tell y'all is she was rowing her boat, chasing after that cruise ship.
Yeah, I still can't believe she was.
She was determined.
I'm like literally remembering this. I'm seeing the scene right now.
She's like, nah, I gotta go. She finally gets there. And pulls out, I guess,
the big mama wanna.
But it's the early edition of what the TVA members have with the baton stick, but instead it's like a big juggernaut joint, and Timely is shook.
Mm-hmm.
So shook that this is why I said Jonathan Majors did such a good job, because my man's was looking like a coward.
Yeah, he was.
I was like, yo, this guy is great. He knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
In comes Loki, Mobius, and of course, Sylvie.
Mm-hmm. Sylvie came last because remember she had a great
So
entrance.
Mobius, Loki come in. They're like, "Yo, relax." They have a little talk. They square it off. Sylvie then comes in. They take Timely,
Mm-hmm.
and they go to the TVA. That's it. Zoop. And that little portal. Go into the TVA. Gone. Leaves Sylvie and Renslayer together.
Oh.
And the episode ends with Sylvie basically dumping Renslayer to the end of the timeline, to where He Who Remains Dead corpse was at from season 1, if you guys recall.
Good stuff.
With the time pad, pulls up Miss Minutes, and now it ends with her and Miss Minutes talking about he crossed the wrong 2 people, especially the one that knows all his secrets. That doesn't look good. Those 2 together, don't like it. I don't like it.
So, like, is Miss Minutes... Like, what's her agenda? Is she here for...
You know what her problem is? It's one of those situations where she was with a variant and she expects that same person.
Wow, you just hit the nail on the head. You just hit the nail on the head 1,000%. You just made me realize it all come. Obviously, because of Victor Timely, this isn't the same dude you.
This isn't He Who Remains, because she knows she's been with He Who Remains till the end of the timeline. forever. And now you're going to Victor Timely, who is a variant. It's not the same person. And you're over here trying to set things up, give him the TVA book when he's young, 25 years later. So now you're trying to brainwash the kid to, hey, this is how it works. Oh, come on. Let's come with us. No, that's not how this works. And now they're looking like they're working in cahoots, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. At all. I can't wait till this Thursday. It's gonna get crazy.
We're only 3 episodes in. Man.
I hope there's 3 or 4 episodes left.
And it's like slowly
Snowball?
Snowball, press the gas, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, because episode 1 was intro, and then episode 2, episode 3, I can only imagine episode 4 is gonna be crazy because now we're gonna see Victor Timely in the
TVA.
Mind you, he's from 93? Am I tripping? He's from
1800s, 1600s, 1800s.
And
he's gonna see.
He's gonna see all of this for the first time. He's only read it. He's only read everything he can imagine. He's gonna walk in there, and he's gonna be like, "What the heck?"
But then maybe this might be the trigger that he needs to see and become, and that's why he becomes who he becomes.
You think so?
No, I'm not saying I think so. You never know. Some crazy thing could happen in there. Maybe he goes in there and sees the room with his face. He's gonna see those statues.
Because remember, Ouroboros said, we need he who remains temporal what?
Temporal ore, and then I can only imagine when he comes walking through, OB's gonna be like, oh my God.
Come, we're all gonna die if you don't, we're all gonna die.
Not just that, but like he's gonna fan over him.
Oh,
so
you're right.
We'll see.
We will see.
Till next episode.
So we got some interesting news.
Very interesting.
My boy over here did some digging.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys familiar with Blumhouse Productions?
I don't think I am.
If you're not, think Get Out, think Insidious, think The Purge, films like that. So basically,
horror-ish
films. That's basically what they produce. So this would make sense
for
them to be behind the new Spawn movie. Yes.
Live action, sir.
Because it was rumored a long time ago that Jamie Foxx was supposed to. I forgot what year it was. So it's like that's besides the point.
A while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx will still be Spawn. So.
No way! Oh my God, that's a perfect.
Tom McFarlane in an announcement video said, "No more theatrical. It's coming. Get ready for it. We're going into our production."
Let's go! Yes, perfect. That's
gonna be very dope. And if you're not familiar with Spawn, they came in to the first time Spawn was in print, in comics, was 92. The movie came with in 97. That was with Michael J. White. Hey, I liked it. I liked it for what it is, for what it was. Well, they work with what they had. You know
bro,
what I mean?
I could run that back any day.
But in my opinion, the animated series is better. Obviously, because my age, I didn't get to watch it at the time. It was airing from 1997 to 1999 on HBO. But when I got older and got to see it, baby. And what do I have to say? All I have to say is it nabbed 2 Emmy Awards. A cartoon.
The animated?
The animated. A cartoon. Stop playing. But yeah, that's dope news. We're going to get a Spawn movie. Finally, for years I've been saying we're long overdue. The last time we got a Spawn movie was 1997. We've upgraded since then. Our CGI looks great now.
It's funny because weren't we just messing around and we caught up on some of the animated Amazon Prime?
What, the Spawn?
Yeah.
No, we watched like one or two.
Not caught,
episodes.
but like we just like one or two. And wasn't the voice actor, I forget his name, but I know his voice because he did Goliath from Gargoyles. Same voice actor.
I'm looking it up now. I hate.
I forget his name. I know his face. He got salt and pepper hair.
He was also in Dead Presidents, man. I always hate
bro. And you know he did a lot of voice acting, like a lot of like animated characters.
Keith David.
What is it?
Keith David.
Keith David, yeah. That deep, raspy voice is crazy. But that's fire. Do they have a?
No, they just
said it's in production.
You know it's in production. Ain't no date, but that's good enough for me. I don't need a date right now.
Shoot, I wouldn't mind if it comes back. I'll wait. Come back right around this time. Spooky season. Give it to me around spooky season next year. Give it to me around spooky season
next year. Make it a good spooky rollout. Present it rightly. That will drop and hit heavy.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, that's good news for Spawn. We'll wait. Jamie Foxx.
Keep a lookout for that. Protect Jamie Foxx at all costs. We
Always.
need to see this.
Facts. Till next time.
Episode 3 of Castlevania. Before we dive in, we left off with the gang not only being chased, but damn near stomped out.
It was on enemy territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our boy Edward got snatched up.
Annette lost her temper. Caused the ruckus. The whole vampire clan was like, "Excuse me, what's going on back there?"
She lost her temper because she saw her ex slave owner.
I forgot about that. That freaking slimy bat. Yeah.
Bro, I think it's for a Blanc.
Something like that, yeah.
Don't quote me. I think I'm quoting saying it wrong.
No, I think along those lines, I believe.
But yeah, doing that.
Her blood started boiling. They were outnumbered by a lot. They do what they can and they dip off. But our boy Edward got snatched up. Unfortunately. Snatched up. And that's where we left off on episode 2. Episode Trace, we
open up with Annette grieving.
Yeah, she was grieving, and then we entered a background story of Annette and Edward's basically history on how they met, how they got together, and how they got to where they were today.
It was like more so Annette's history, and then it led into how she ran into him, which is interesting. And shout outs to Edward for not only helping her hide from the vampire slave. A vampire slave owner was crazy. Anyways.
Vampire slave owner.
So shout outs to him for hiding her, also taking her along with him.
Also, little history, which I liked, because I was like, Saint Domingue? Where are we? Is this real? Like, we're in France. France is a real thing, so Saint Domingue is what present day Haiti is. And it made sense. When I seen it, I was like, yo, I know homegirl has to be from the Caribbean.
That's why I said, like, the first episodes, I'm like,
they weren't speaking Creole. They were speaking more French Creole.
And then every time she'd use her or enchant like something to use her powers, I'm like, y'all playing?
Right. It was good. It was good because then I looked it up, and that was basically Haiti now is a much larger portion of Santo Domingo in total. But at the time, Saint Domingue was just a small slither where France was trying to colonize, and it kind of showed not the actual story of the revolution, but there was a revolution there where they got their part of that island right there, And it was really dope to see. It was really dope to see. And then that's when Annette and Edward... Well, first Annette said she got this vision from her teacher, basically, and said, there's something evil coming. It's across sea, and we have to kill it.
Oh, yeah, her Cecil, her high priestess, has an image of the vampire messiah in one of her visions, and like warns Annette what she had saw. Right,
and right there, Annette decides, I have to go. You guys are in good hands here. I have to go because I'm on a different mission. Like, yes, you know, we're doing what we gotta do, the revolutionary here, but the bigger picture's crazier. There's vampires we gotta get rid of. And she's like, I gotta go overseas. Edward says, yeah, no, I'm going with you. And that's when I seen, okay, Edward is not only cool because, like you said, brought her in, saved her. Nah, we're ride or die. Family.
Yeah, he's riding. And he's riding too. That's dope.
Warriors. He said we're warriors and family. We out. And that's where their journey to basically Europe started, France. And that was really cool how they started that off. It also sucks because that was the start of basically more night creatures coming. And Annette finds and sees basically Edward, but in night creature form. And that hurt me.
Yeah, and before anything could happen, like another one just...
Because they was doing their thing. Night creatures came, they was slicing and dicing, chop, 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 chop. Edward the night creature. Not Edward the one that we know. Edward the night creature. It's visibly clear that he's Edward because the eyes, the head, like he still looks like Edward, just in night creature form. And as soon as him and Annette lock eyes, the guy shies away like a sad puppy. He has basically a form where his hands are like this, and his hands cover his eyes in shame, like.
Which is interesting to me, the way he reacted, because I guess the night creatures don't lose everything, in the sense you still have some memories, or not memories, because like, you know what I'm trying to mean, some remembrance of you for him to remember Annette enough.
Yeah. But remember, these night creatures are different from the first Castlevania we've seen. They're a little bit more...
Yeah, you're right. Because compared, for instance, the
other ones look like ghouls for real.
The one, this is the empty box, like that one. That one looked hideous compared to these joints that we have here.
Yeah, they look more baddish.
There's more scimitars and like.
Yeah. And it was just interesting to see, because as Annette sees Edward, the night creature she was fighting apparently wasn't dead yet, comes from behind, and the night creature Edward saves her. Literally, in a flash. Foop! Slices up the one that was trying to kill him. All the night creatures looked back and said, "Excuse me?" One of them with wings comes and just swoops up to Edward.
So we out of here.
We gotta go. We gotta get this boy fixed, neutered, whatever, spayed. He's doing something wrong that we're not programmed to be doing this.
We're not supposed to be doing this.
Gotta go. And that was crazy. Also in the episode, Orlok and the abbot's right-hand man, what's his name? Mizrax, yeah. Mizrax. That was their first meeting.
They had a little conversation. He was asking the abbot.
Not the abbot.
No, he was asking Mizrax, why is the abbot making night creatures for the vampire messiah?
And he's like confused. Like, do you even understand who it is you're being loyal to? Like, do you understand who this person is? This this thing is. Like, yeah, I'm a vampire. I know I've done my bad.
Mm-hmm.
But do you understand who this Messiah is? Y'all are all churchy and the word of God. This has nothing to do with God here. We might as well go back to Castlevania. This is not a church. This is just an empty box.
Oh, you need an Aurochs.
Yo, like, bro, like, yeah, I don't like Aurochs because of what he did to
Julia Belmont.
But at the same time, he did what he did for a reason. He has his reasons.
He had his reasons. Even if you don't agree, he had his reasons.
He has his reasons. And he's seeing the nasty work that's going on. And he's like, y'all are tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are giving weapons to the wrong thing. Messiah, whatever you want. Y'all are tripping. Y'all are tripping. And it's funny because when they're in the church, as the night creatures come through, remember how the abbot's like, don't worry.
Yeah, we're protected in here. God won't let them come in here.
Right.
Like,
right.
you sucker. You know what
Meanwhile,
you do.
Mizrax all the way in the back, and you slowly start to see almost like, what's his name from Loki? What's his name?
X5.
X5. Remember how he slowly started as B-15 was started, you know? We're all variants. He's in the Mizrax in the back, like, starting to realize, like, hold up. Like, is this what Orlok told me? What he's starting to put two and two together. He's starting to realize, like, am I on the right side right now? Which is crazy. I like those kind of character developments, you know? Because they're ride or dies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the right-hand man. I gotta be here.
His morality, his integrity, that's all about to be tested. His religion, it's all about, his faith is all about to be tested. And it's not, and what sucks is, it's none of his fault. He's being who he is.
He's just being loyal.
He's being loyal. These priests ain't loyal.
Oh, stop.
It's not Mizrax's fault.
It's not, bro. It's not. Because all he's doing is his job. Imagine, he's probably growing up like this since he's a child. You know what I'm saying?
His peoples was probably already in it.
Crazy. But how'd the episode end?
Yeah, it ended up with Edward being flown away.
And that starts breaking down. My beautiful Edward has been turned into a night creature of hell. What's his name? Richter? Is like, what the hell just happened? Because he can't even fathom, why the hell did a night creature just save you? She's like, that was Edward. I saw it in his eyes. I know that's my boy. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? Because to him, all he does is shing shing cham these nasty creatures and I'm done. That's my job. I clocked in and clocked out. I'm out of here. Never in my life, never in my 18 years of living have I ever seen no damn nothing like that. And then that happens. Annette, what the hell just happened? Boop, end the episode. The way they're ending episodes nowadays is really pissing me off. It's good, but it pisses me off.
I'm right there with you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, God. You heard me at the end of the episode. I'm like,
that's it? And I'm like, yep, that's it. Credits started rolling. Yeah, that's it. Like, I didn't write it. This wasn't me.
And when you review the episode, you realize a large chunk of it was Annette's history, and then the rest was like what we got
back to present.
Back to present.
Right. Like, okay, this is where we at right now. This is what's happening in the current story. So it's cool because I like how so far they've been doing that. They've been giving little pieces of people's history, and then they'll give us present day. And this episode was dope because it's like we got the Annette history, then we got the heartbreak of her losing Edward, and then her finding Edward basically, but it's not Edward anymore. Ugh. Her ride or die. You know how much pain she's in? Because, first of all, that's her man's, not in that type of way. He saved her. Rode overseas.
Bro, you saw how grown she was by the time.
Yeah. They've been together for a minute. The first time she met him, she was probably maybe 17, 16. Maybe. By the time she got older, maybe 25. Maybe.
Crazy.
And now your man's is dead. The from Saint Domingue. Y'all came from Saint Domingue together. And now your boy's dead. You can't even bring him back home. Ugh. Yeah.
She's definitely gonna hate that OG vampire even more. Count Blanc, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah. Basically the slave, the vampire slave owner, slave master, whatever you want to call it.
Which is ironic as hell, because you can look at slave masters. You can make an anecdote metaphor for slave masters being vampires. That's what's funny about it.
Oof.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's weird. But
that's it for episode. That was episode
3.
Episode 3 of Castlevania.
Left us on a cliffhanger, and we'll see what we got next week. Till
next time. I think it was not 49. I think it was 48. That episode when I said, I never feel ways when we're down or behind because I know what we're built like.
Facts.
We'll always get it together. We strategize and come back even better.
Facts.
And the same thing has happened again.
We suffered a loss to the Jets. It was a surprising loss.
A great learning lesson.
Indeed. Great coaching, great team over there. Even though they're down a bunch of players, congratulations for you guys doing that. But I'm glad we got that loss out the way early, and it's the way you bounce back.
Yes, sir.
The Miami Dolphins came into town, and there was a lot of concerns. Okay? Miami Dolphins held number 1 positions in almost every offensive category. They have great offensive tools. Probably one of the best wide receivers in the league right now, with a great number 2 in Waddle. Tua is playing his lights out. Raheem Mostert stepped in for Achan, the rookie running back, and it looked like nobody missed a beat. And they've been doing bro, they beat the Broncos, 70 to something? That's a crazy butt whooping. And Sunday night, all those concerns got thrown out the window.
You're stupid.
The one thing people were concerned about was the defense, and guess what? Sean Desai said, I'm not going to sleep till I have a game plan to stop all this running around you guys are going to be doing. And the best rushing attack in the league, we held them to 40-something yards. Crazy. The best passing attack in the league, I don't even remember their numbers. I know Tyreek Hill ended up with 88 yards, a touchdown. He had that long bomb before the half. You remember that? Which we'll get back to you after that because, my boy Edmonds, you did what you had to do, but we had to... we had to do what he had to do. But, it was very interesting because we sat there. It was just me and him this Sunday. And it was very interesting to see how we just kept going and going and going. The offense, we did really good in the first. Didn't finish. Of course, Mr. Reliable. Kicking field goals like he always does. And then the trenches, offensive line, defensive line, we just got some dogs, bro.
Mm-hmm. I like how the commentator made it a point to say that through our drives, we really drag out these teams. We really tire them out.
We just pound it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We
make them suffer.
Like, at the line of scrimmage, we make sure we let them feel our presence. There was somebody online that said, "Oh, the Eagles' physicality didn't beat the Dolphins." Blah blah blah.
It doesn't make sense because the L is there. You can. Continue, sorry.
Yeah. Remember what I said? I don't want to be up top. Please keep doubting us. Mm-hmm. It's when we play our best. When we're at the top, people get big-headed. We get comfortable, and things start to get weird. Mm-hmm. Even Jason Kelce says it. He said, when things are getting too good, I don't like it because I'm just waiting for the bad to happen. And I don't mind that. You know, but one thing is, enjoy it when you're there, you know? Mm-hmm. But I get his mentality. Don't just sit there in conformity. Like, we're good. We're number one. We're good. No, man, keep fighting, bro. Keep fighting, bro. And shout outs to Reddick. I know you've seen those stops in the backfield. Mm-hmm. That man was playing possessed. All those outside runs that they was trying to crack block with the wide receiver. Boy said, "Come here." Crazy, bro.
Shoot, shout out to my boy Goddard, man.
Goddard played his... Finally, we were struggling so much with the red zone offense. That tight end screen was...
It was crazy. Now I see my mistakes. I was asking Goddard too soon of these games because I've been asking for more Goddard since game 1, and he showed up.
Showed up at the right time.
Mm-hmm, just in time.
Shout out to AJ Brown.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, 5 straight games with 125 receiving yards. He is ranked 4th overall to ever do it. He is the first to do it since Calvin Johnson did it in 2016.
Nice.
Almost 10 years ago. What, that's 8 years ago?
It must have been
7, 8 years ago?
It must have been the effects of the Kelly Green.
You know about the Kelly Greens. Them joints was looking fire. Mm-hmm. Boy, everybody was looking fresh, man.
Another thing I wanted to say is, again, of course, I like who we are. Keep down this. Y'all went from saying whatever you trash I like to say about Jalen Hurts because of his performance last game. What do you have to say now after that performance?
Facts. He was a dog, bro. That throw at the end, pressure in his face, buddy was in. He got smacked. And the other thing is, remember I told you about that first down run where he ran out of bounds and then that ankle? He wasn't playing 100%, man. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, he hasn't been playing, which I just saw a video the other day. Week 2 against the Vikings, he hurt his ankle. But he's not the type to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He don't tell you, he don't show you. You'll see it initially, but after that, he played that whole game. He's been playing every week since, but they showed it. He planted his left leg, and as soon as he planted his leg, he picked it up. Like, it was one of those. And he fell forward. As he gets up, he's only on his right leg, and you see him go like this. Like, his foot. And then again, he probably re-aggravated that ankle. When he got tackled out of bounds, I saw his leg get caught up. He got up, and you just see him trotting, but it's not, like, I've been watching Jalen for a while now. It's not his normal trot, but he's still dogging out there. How is he running out the pocket, escaping the tackles, throwing downfield? How's he have pressure in his face? I'm talking about, bro, a clear cut man coming to his face, pump fake to AJ Brown, gets smacked as he throws, 2 defender down the field. What'd you say? What was it?
Right in the bread basket.
Right in the bro. There's no other throw for you to ask from him there. That was literally. He
didn't need to do anything extra to get to it. He just had to be there.
I would say yes. You have to give credit to AJ Brown for the route, for not stopping, for being fast.
He did what he needed. He if the play's 100%, he did his 50%.
In the bread basket, get the first down. We then essentially get the touchdown off that. That whole game was impressive. Before all that, yeah, there was a little miscue. There was pressure. He got hit. Bounces off a player. They score the touchdown.
That's cool. Ain't none.
But the whole overall picture is we overcame adversity. The defense held the number 1 offense to only 10 points. Yes, they scored 17, but you got to remember 7 points came from the defense. The fact that our defense held the number 1 offense in the league to only 10 points. Sean decides cooking.
I think I mentioned it to you during the game too. I think we not only did we beat them physically, we beat them up morally because I feel like towards later in the game there was like
yeah, because we just kept punishing them. Like, yes, they had some stops. Yes, they were. I'm not saying they're not physical because there was a lot of times when we were getting beat up. We were getting beat up. But to us, it's like, bro, when you have a team as physical as us and we face each other in practice every day, it's like, who's as physical as my own people I face? The same people that do the tush push. The same O-line that does the tush push against other people, our D-line has to face that. How are we not? Iron sharpens iron. Every day I got to face Jason Kels. Jason Kels has to face Jalen Carter every day. Jordan Davis every day.
Me as a linebacker, I got to go tackle Swift. Man, get out of here. Watch out. That's crazy.
I got to contain Jalen Hurts every day. I got to cover A.J. Brown as Darius Slay every day.
Hey, man. I got Cox coming at me.
Bradbury, I have to Devontae Smith, Mr. Route Technician, I have to Eli Ricks, I see you, Eli Ricks. When you cover Tyreek Hill, 3 coverages, 0 receptions, and that last one to end the game, you remember that? He's a rookie. Undrafted free agent. He didn't even get drafted. We picked him up. I'm telling you, man, we got some dogs. We got some dogs, and I'm liking it. 6-1.
I love it. Who do we go to war with next?
The Washington Commanders again to go ahead and finish off the series of the season. It's a division rival. We won in OT. The last game at home. Now we travel to Washington. They have our number, okay? This is not going to be a slouchy game. Just because...
We're talking Sunday, Monday?
It's a Sunday game. Yeah, it's a Sunday game. But I feel like this is a different team compared to what we...
Yeah, I said this to you and Alex. This team was not who versed
the Jets.
Yeah, who we were against Miami was not who we were when we played the Jets. If this or better shows up against the Commanders, and we got this.
Yeah, and going back to what I said about Howie. We acquired somebody the next day, and he texts me.
Oh!
He texts me. He goes, because I'm over here wilding. I'm like, yo, Howie Roseman does it again. He literally texts me. He goes, yo, Is Kevin Byard good?
Because I saw it I'm just scrolling timeline. Is Kevin Byard like... I had to text him right away. Like, is this nigga good?
Kevin Byard? Question mark, question mark?
Should this even matter?
Is he good? Like, what, are we just picking up guys? Nah, bro. 2-time All-Pro safety Kevin Byard from the Tennessee Titans, who is a Philly native, born and raised in West Philadelphia. This is no joke. We're not doing no Will Smith, haha, Fresh Prince. No. Born and raised in West Philadelphia.
I did my homework, saw the videos, and I was like, yep.
He's a problem. I even showed him that hype video. That hype video, the top 100 Kevin Byard video. Bruh. To have a guy, and mind you, guess who his favorite safety growing up was? Brian Dawkins. Come on.
It's destiny. It was meant to be.
It was meant to be, and it was needed. Again, thank you, Edmonds, for your service. I hope your career continues in Tennessee. We are just a championship caliber team, and we need to fill the holes to make sure we have a championship caliber roster ready for our Super Bowl run this year.
Awesome.
That's all. And we're gonna get ready for the Commanders next week, and we will see how that goes. Hopefully it's not one of those weird Sundays where things don't go our way. I don't see that happening. I hope Jalen Hurts rests up, because that ankle is important. And I see a dub.
Yeah,
always. I see a dub. You know what I see? I see it's going to be a scrappy one, but I'm going to say it's going to be different. The point spread is going to be different. I'm going to say it's going to be 28-14 Eagles. 28-14 Eagles. That's my final. Yeah.
I got 10-16 Eagles.
Okay, I like that. Okay, fine. I like that. Yeah. 10-16 Eagles, bet. All right. We'll see what happens. Till next time. Fly, Eagles, fly. These fingers ready. Good
evening. It is 2P with your fight news.
Let's get it.
Aye.
That's exactly what this weekend was. A bunch of ayes.
Let's start off with one Friday Nights 37 that went place October 20th. We had Antar Kasim defeating Rafi Bohic via unanimous decision in round 3. What do you think about that replay? I think that's what we should start doing. Like, on top of telling you what happened, we should just go over the replay. Maybe not all of them. Sometimes.
Not all of them, but like the ones that are like,
that was a beating. You guys should be seeing it live time with us too.
I mean, kudos to him for getting up fast, but ooh,
yeah.
Was that a hook?
Yeah, that was a hook.
Cause he came in like this. Oh man!
And he looks like he has the longer reach.
And it's funny because that was a long hook. Oh boy, yeah, that was a good one.
Props to him. Props to you, Antar Kasim. That following day was a Saturday, and we finally.
Listen, it's funny because I had to tell you to hurry up.
Yes.
Hurry. Come through!
I was because it wasn't that the card starts at 2:30. It's the main event starts at 2:30.
The main event started at 2:30.
That's what messed me up.
I was minding my business. I woke up.
That's stupid.
And then I'm looking. My ESPN app started going off, and it was like, "Oh, somebody just got knocked out." BBB. I was like, "Wait, what? What did?" Click. Turn it on. Prelims were crazy. I was every time something happened, I was like, "Where are you, bro?" It was nothing but knockouts. Everybody got knocked out. There were some weird incidents that the doctor was a little weird about. First, it was the low blow one. That was really nasty. That was really nasty.
And then we had the Johnny Walker incident, which was very unfortunate for both competitors. Very unfortunate for Johnny Walker. Whereas, another thing I found out is the doctor wasn't. Everyone was glossing on everything else around that subject. And they forget to ask one thing about the doctor. What about his pronunciation? What language was he speaking? He doesn't speak English, bro.
No, he doesn't.
Johnny was saying like
that's why
it was like I could understand him because of his accent.
Right? Yeah. Because first of all, Johnny is Brazilian, correct?
Yes.
So Johnny already not saying he can speak English. He just has a rough accent.
It's chopped up, just as you know what I mean.
And the incident was very okay. First off, yes, it was an illegal knee. Yes. Okay. Could the fight have gone on?
Yes.
In my opinion, yes. Johnny looked like he brushed it off. They gave him time, but then the ref decided he gave him a question he didn't answer correctly, which was incorrect because he asked him, "Where are you?" And what was his response?
In the desert.
We are in the desert. Okay.
Where's Herb Dean when you need him?
Was that the wrong answer? We're in Abu Dhabi. When he flew in, all he saw was sand dunes. We're in the desert. A guy from Brazil who knows nothing but Amazon trees and nothing but green and
ridiculous.
I didn't see a single green tree. All I saw was sand dunes. Doc, we're in the desert. Waves the fight off. It got a little messy. Dana had to step in. I wished Dana stepping in was continue the fight. We're good.
Even though I knew that wasn't gonna happen, I so wish that we could have had that moment, but that would have been too Vince McMahonish.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. We gotta keep it. The rules are the rules. If the doc says no, but confirmed later in the interview, Dana said the doctor was inexperienced, and we will make sure that doesn't happen again. Not saying that the doctor won't ever be employed, but I'm hinting that as he will never be employed by the UFC again. I'm just saying.
Though it's a mistake, it's a very costly mistake. And as far as whether the doctor is going to be used again, it's one of those things like cutmen, referees, officiators. You come to the state, this is who we have. This is what we're going to be using.
This is what we got.
Doctor, you can possibly see this doctor again. Like, you've watched Bellator cards, you watch other cards, and you'll see Herb Dean. You'll see certain cornermen that you've seen.
These are the guys we have. These are the guys we have.
So
makes sense.
Oh, Islam Makhachev defeats Alexander Volkanovski via KO in round 1. Not just a KO, a head kick KO.
Perfect setup too.
Perfect setup. I love how he set it up. Before I go into this, all the naysayers and haters, hey, I love all the fighters. So I always give fighters to their props when it's deserved. And I like how, I'll go ahead and say this, I stand firm on this. I think Charles Oliveira would have got finished whether it was him or not. It just so happened to be Alexander. Islam said we changed not one thing in the plan. We kept the same plan we was going to do for Charles on Alexander, which was level changes with the kicks.
That was the same game plan. I remember he said it. He's like, it doesn't. I'm not going to change what I've been doing all training camp because it's a new fighter. That was the same game plan he had for Oliveira. He just said, Volk, this was going to happen to you today.
Oof. And did it.
Yeah. But hey, respects to Volk, though.
For sure.
11 days?
Yeah, off his couch, he was chilling, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You get the ultimate respect. Nobody can say nothing about you.
Nah, absolutely not. Volk was chasing, what, two belts in 2 divisions?
Mm-hmm.
He's still a champ.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a champ.
Even though I didn't want want this fight to happen. I was telling you that before.
Yep.
I'm glad we got it out of our system.
Mm-hmm.
We can finally move on. We get bulk, so you can go back to your weight class and verse to para. We can get these weight classes moving. But yeah, impressive KO. I like how he set it up. If you watch the fight again, you can see flashes of it in the beginning rounds. You can see what he's Islam is setting up. If you know what you're looking at and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when the moment came, ooh, baby.
Ooh, wee.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, special shout out to Kamzat. That was a really good performance.
Mm-hmm.
Also, honorable mention to Usman for also stepping in short notice.
Coming off the couch.
You are still a top fighter in my eyes. Kamzat apparently broke his hand in the first round and still did what he did. That's why it looked like he was a little sluggish with the striking.
Another thing I wanted to say is the narrative that I've been seeing online is kind of crazy because the lines get blurred and real thin when we do these fights where it's on sudden notice on 2 weeks notice, and then like people sometimes still forget that major fact, and sometimes it does it. You always think that it'll favor the other fighter. When it doesn't, you thought it favored Kamzat having or vice versa. And what I'm saying is styles makes fights.
Yeah.
Even though it was a Usman coming off of a couch, this is not just a MMA fighter coming off of a couch. This is Kamaru Usman coming off of a couch. Do you not forget what he did at welterweight?
Now, mind you, you can say he's coming off a couch,
but it's still that's what I'm saying.
He didn't have a full camp.
That's what.
But he's not literally eating ice cream and Cheeto. He's still training. It's not a camp training.
Thank you.
But he still has to keep his body in shape for those just in cases. And he chose to take the fight because he said, you know what, I do feel good. I have been doing a little bit of what I need to do what I have to do for my body, and he took the fight.
And here's another great example. This is not a knock to Kamzat. You've seen what Kamzat has done to everyone else.
Facts.
Did he finish Usman?
No.
He couldn't finish Usman. This goes to show how great Usman is, and it still, at the same time, shows how great Kamzat is.
Yeah. Broke his hand in the first round and still proceeded to put on a show.
This to me, this fight made them both look good in their both respective lights. They have nothing to worry about.
Like, there's, even though Usman lost, Kazma's stock rises, but Usman's stock rises too. Just not as much, but it's still, there's no decline in Usman's stock. It's still, this is what he did off of off the couch fight.
Off the couch, and all these years, y'all don't act funny now. Y'all are ducking the boogeyman for years.
Facts. He been howling at the moon for a fight for how long now? Like, come on. And you know, what Strickland, sometimes he just talks too much. What he said afterwards is like,
what do you mean? What did he say?
He literally said he doesn't feel like Kamzat deserves the title fight after that fight. That doesn't matter what you say.
Can I blow your mind a bit here? You would say that, especially when you're on record saying that you'll destroy this whole division, and you said this way before you were in the thought of being a champ.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna say that.
Because one day you're gonna
Baba Yaga's coming.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Baba Yaga's coming, bro.
You don't want the fight to happen, and I get it. Do I agree with Strickland saying no? Do I understand it? Yes.
Do I think he's afraid? No. But I know in the back of his mind there's a bit of doubt, like, okay, he is an actual problem. Let this man rest up. Let his hand rest up.
And the narrative that Strickland's, I call it's no disrespect. It's still ducking to me because look how I just praised Usman, right? Their narrative is you couldn't finish a off the couch Usman. I'm like, how disrespectful of y'all! It's because
who finished who
anyway.
Who finished Usman? Leon, right? Off a head
and
kick.
You saw how it went.
Usman would have won if it wasn't for the miracle
that's what I'm trying to say.
kick.
Usman was on his way to a dub. Had not been. We're not taking away from Leon. Leon did that thing.
No, yeah, 100%.
Headshot bang. He did that thing.
Headshot bang. You did your thing. It's just.
It easily could have been Usman. It was Usman's.
You can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that because now you're discrediting Usman. Oh, look, he's coming up.
As a matter of fact, Strick, you just got here.
Please,
watch it.
Defend your title. Mm-hmm. Defend your title when Kamzat comes to take that shit from you. Let's go.
Over at APFCA, we had that's Anthony Pettis. Lewis Lee Scott defeats Edgar Pigmore via unanimous decision. And you saw by the pictures how it was looking.
Why he come out like that?
In MMA news, well, this isn't really MMA news. This is more so fight news. This is awesome to me and lets me know there's gonna be so much more, guys. Mark my words. Ben Henderson versus Anthony Pettis is set at the main event at Karate Combat 43 in December. Wow.
Is that gonna be in DR?
I just went from.
Sorry.
No, it's in my head. In my head, I'm like, I think that's the DR card.
Yeah.
But we just went from an Anthony Pettis
event Pettis event to an Anthony Pettis headline.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
That's funny. But
you're making money both ways.
Let's see. So that's gonna be. I like this, and the reason why I said, come on, you have Ben Henderson and Anthony Pettis. That's like there's gonna be more. Expect to see more of this happen. We move on to boxing. BKFC 52 that took place October 20th. Keith Richardson defeats Reggie Barnett Jr. via TKO in round 2 and is now the BKFC bantamweight champion.
It was very
congratulations, Keith Richardson.
Very tough to see.
Is that the one you were talking about? That was a long hook.
No.
Oh, that was the one I see
with the split eye. The split eye.
You're right. Because
yeah.
So that means Reggie Barnett Jr. is 9-3, and Keith Richardson is still undefeated with 4-0.
4-0. Still a good record for Barnett Jr.
Oh, for sure. He can mess around.
9-3.
He could mess around and get it back.
Yeah.
October 21st, we went over there to Liverpool. Jack Catterall defeats Jorge Linares.
I think this is the one where
that was via unanimous decision.
He was tagging him up.
Mm-hmm.
He was tagging him up. He looked outmatched.
Yep.
Bink. Yeah.
He made it look easy. After the fight, Linares announced his retirement and plans to put more focus on his gym.
Linares is the loser?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Good for you. Smart man.
Inglewood, California, Giovanni Santillan defeats Alexis Rocha after dropping him 3 times. Twice in the 5th round, and the ref called it in the 6th after a flurry left Rocha on the canvas once again. Mind you, Rocha was touted as number 1 coming into this fight.
Talking about green gloves. That
yeah. Giovanni put them paws on that boy.
I'm not gonna I don't like downplaying people, but green gloves. If you would have never told me anybody who is who and he's the number 1, I would have thought green gloves was the number 1. Yeah, he was peep.
Right,
flurries, yeah.
Do the corn turn,
ship chain, pop, peep.
You know what I'm a fan of? You let off a flurry and then it would uppercut.
Oh, and the worst part is, Buddy was like this, so he was like covering up the uppercut. All you see is the back of the head going.
Yeah, because you got to split that guard. You know his hand is here.
And it wasn't this uppercut. It was a boop. Mm-hmm. Like he just went right through the guard. Boop, and then you saw. That's one of those that make you.
Good stuff. In boxing news, I love this.
Here we go.
BKFC 56. This takes place December 2nd. we have Mike Perry versus Eddie Alvarez.
What's that? A month and a week, basically, or a month and a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
That is going to be a very violent fight. I saw a couple of videos. They're talking respectful, but they're talking to each other disrespectfully, but respectfully at the same time. It's like
they have to trash talk.
It's cold. It's cold. It's like when you hear it, it's weird. It's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna blow your head up.
I respect
it's like,
but these hands is gonna get
you know what
what you got.
It's great. It's great. Like there's no anger about it, but they know they're gonna tear each other up. That's dope.
Nice.
Upcoming in boxing. Let's get ready for this. Hold me down.
Let's go.
In Nicaragua, we have Jonathan Gonzalez versus Gerardo Zapata.
12 rounds. Let's go.
For Gonzalez's WBO junior flyweight title.
Title fight. All right. Let's do it. Also, we got one in Florida?
Also on October 27th, we have... does that name look familiar to you?
Amanda Serrano? Who's that?
Jake Paul. The girl. That's her.
That's who he's representing. That's basically... Okay, yes.
Getting money. Maybe I have Amanda Serrano versus Daniela Ramos. That's 12 rounds for Serrano's WBA, IBF, and WBO women's featherweight titles. Oh, you read this one.
Coming up, what's that? This weekend's the 28th. This Saturday, October 28th, where is this? Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The big man, Tyson Fury. And the other big man, Francis Ngannou. The big heavyweights are finally facing off. Okay, finally we're here.
Boy, oh boy.
And everybody's like, is Francis gonna fare well? Is he gonna do better than Floyd versus, who was it? Conor. The last main...
They always make it boxing versus MMA, but I get it.
You know, but I think this one might be a little different. No shade to Conor. I think he did well when he faced Floyd. He just doesn't have a tank. And Floyd was playing with him.
And it's Floyd.
It's Floyd. Yeah. It's Floyd. But again, he did fare well.
What was it, 49-0 at the time? 50-0?
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be the same. I think this is gonna be one of those where we look back and it's like, yo, that was a fight.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my hat in there. I'm a fan of upsets. I'm gonna go ahead. I know what Fury's capable of. I know better. Like I said, I'm a fan of upsets. I'm going with Fury. I'm going with Ngannou to win this.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna go Ngannou.
You know how much of an uproar it'll be?
Stop.
Damn. We got a title fight in October 28th in Mexico. Oshik Foster versus Eduardo Hernandez.
Okay.
That's 12 rounds for Hernandez WBC Junior Lightweight title.
That's not on the same card, right? Obviously not, because that one's Mexico, Saudi Arabia. But is it the same time? Probably not. Yo, Saudi Arabia is probably going to be early.
Oh, here we go again. Because we were just in Dubai for the UFC.
So we're talking... The Ngannou Fury is probably going to be the early fight. And then the Mexico fight is probably going to be the late night fight. Interesting.
Oh, you're right.
Interesting.
Because, you're right. Because the Nicaragua and Florida fight, those are both on to the 27th. But Nicaragua, that's a different time zone.
Yeah, it is. Interesting.
Oh, that's amazing. And you guys didn't notice I said nothing about UFC. I mean, there's no UFC this week.
Yeah, taking a break.
We'll be back. Matter of fact, we're wrapping up the month. There's nothing after this. That's a wrap. There's no other. After that, we head into November. We head into November. I mean, I'm about to keep going, but I'm saving those. We're gonna end spooky season with a Fury versus Ngannou.
and start the holiday season fresh. I like it. I like it. All right. We will see what happens this weekend. Tune in because I'm excited.
Man, matter of fact, who do you think will win? Let's get straight to the point. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou.
Let us know. So, man, we had some fun.
As usual.
As
we always do.
We had some fun. This weekend's fights were fun. Shout outs to everybody who was on the knocking out end of the knockouts. The all UFC cards from prelims to the main were all knockouts. Eagles, y'all did y'all thing. Loki was fire. This weekend's gonna be dope too. We got a lot of things coming up, but it's time to wrap it up. And like my good sir Frank Sinatra said, yeah, fly me to the moon.
Wow. I hope they have that instrumental, or at least that rendition that is license free.
Hey, shout outs to my boy Ray. I know Frank Sinatra's your boy. Fly me to the moon.
So I can play it while he's singing.
Boy, I'm telling you right now, I bet you he went home to his wife, poured himself a cup of wine, and he just pressed play and fly me to the moon.
Just keep singing so I can get the next one.
We had fun, but time flies, and we're gonna go to the moon. So till next time.
With that said, my name's Placini.
My name's Plaque.
And this was episode
CINCUENTA
of Two Peas in a Pod.
Come on, man.
Before you leave, though,
what we doing?
If you're feeling the vibe,
what do you gotta do? You gotta like,
share it,
and subscribe.
That's all.
We're not asking y'all for nothing.
That's all.
He's not even being mean anymore. He's not gonna be knocking at your door.
I retired from it.
He's not gonna put you in an arm bar. Just do what you gotta do, man.
It's unnecessary till it's necessary.
We're already at the half century mark. Y'all know what to do. Till next time, y'all. Holla.